Welcome everyone to this kickoff call for April. We are excited to start this new month of April. So I just want to let you know, our new website update will be at the end of this call. So let's stay together, and then at the end we can ask any question we want regarding the new website update. So welcome. So let's start our kickoff for today. So I'm going to share my screen with all of you. Okay, well, let's see what's going on in our company this month of April. Well, because you asked for it, we have decided to extend the promotion from March all the way to April the 30th. So Tap into the Power of Hydration is going to be available all this month. And we came out with our wonderful campaign flyers for all of you. You can see here, I won't go through all the information because we have experts that they will talk to us about all these topic, very important topic. But I just want to let you know that if right now you go to mynikken.com, you can download all this information available for you. So if you go to the document library and then you click in the brochures, you can have the versions, digital version for WhatsApp, Telegram, and then as well, you can have the high resolution files if you want to print them as well. So this is wonderful. So let's start. We have Dave Bolzer, science product expert, consultant with us. And welcome, Dave Bolzer. Let me just stop. Oh, no, I will continue with your presentation. So Dave, I will be your clicker, right?
Yes, you're going to be my clicker. Thank you, Ruben. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be here. Am I going to start?
Yes, let's do it, Dave.
Ruben, I hate to move off this picture. This is shortly after I said I do on my wedding day with my wedding tux, and it looks significantly better in this picture than I do on the video streaming to you now. But that's okay. Let's go ahead.
Okay, well, we'll update that for next time, Dave.
No. I think let's leave it. If I had an old prom picture, I think I'd give that to you, and we could use that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Good point.
Let's
you look good, by the way.
Excuse me?
You look good, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I got a new video camera and I got a new microphone so that hopefully people can hear me clearly. And I look better. I think I look better. I don't look as good as Dave Rolfe, but I look okay. I'm gonna start with water because I don't have that much time. This is an interesting slide that I found, which I thought graphically illustrates how important water is to our human body. You can see the percentages are on the abscissa, and it was starting with bone, and you wouldn't expect bone as a lot of calcium, a lot of minerals. It's hard as nails, so you wouldn't expect it to have a lot of water, and it's got about 20%. Kidneys, boom, up to 70%. Muscle tissue, 75%. Heart, 79%. And that's very dense muscle. It's smooth muscle, and by and large, it's almost 80% water. And then the brain, understandably, is very high in water. And one of the things that happens when we become dehydrated is we become muddled. Our thinking becomes not as keen as it should be, and it's one of the first things that gets impacted. And then, of course, blood, which we know is almost all water. It's 95% water. All right, next slide, please. Okay, water facts. Hydration. The best source of water is pure water. In this case, pure filtered PIMAG water. Soft drinks, alcohols tend to steal water from us because they need to be diluted. Coffee, milk, even juice requires water, PIMAG water, to help our bodies do its job. Water is vital to almost every bodily function. It's necessary for proper digestion, nutrient absorption. It's essential for proper circulation. And you saw your blood is 95% water in order for you to get the good things where they need to be, in order to nourish the cells and get the waste products out through the kidneys and through the liver, out where they need to go to flush the toxins from our systems. Water regulates the body's cooling system. We thermoregulate using water, either through perspiration or simply ingestion. Next one, please. Ruben. Oh, thanks. All right. So why not just drink tap water? Why not just turn on the tap at your house, get a glass of water, and slug it down? And the answer is it's full of a lot of contaminants. Contaminants that are in the environment, contaminants that work their way into our aquifers, contaminants that work their way into the municipal water supplies, or even your well water. Ordinary tap water contains lots of contaminants. I just read an article where a newborn baby is contaminated with over 200 chemicals that didn't even exist on planet Earth 70 years ago. And these are coming from the environment. These are coming from the water that mom drinks or that the pregnant woman drank. And they can include minerals, metals, pesticides, fertilizers, chlorine, chlorinated compounds. And why is there so much chlorine? Why is there chlorine in the water that we need to get rid of, that we need to take care of, that we need to filter out or to neutralize? And the answer is they use chlorine in order to make water potable, in order to make it drinkable from a bacterial, pesticide, or microbial standpoint. Chlorine happens to be a very inexpensive pesticide. So municipalities use it to kill the bacteria that we're talking about, the parasites, and get them down to a level where you can drink a glass of water from your tap and not get sick. Okay, next one. All right, this is a water molecule. I've had many different forms of water molecules. This one I like because it shows the charges. The oxygen is O, the hydrogens, H2 hydrogens are positive. And the reason I put this up right now is to show you that there is a net charge on each water molecule. Next one, please. And this is the semi-ordered molecular structure of water. It shows how you can see, in this case, I've changed the color scheme a little bit. The oxygen is now orange or yellow, and the hydrogens are green. But what they do is, because they have a net charge, because they're like tiny magnets, when they move around in the solution, in the water solution itself, they tend to aggregate, they tend to line up, they tend to become structured. And the structured water can actually end up making water difficult to filter, making it difficult to clean, and retarding it from actually getting into the interstitial spaces and the cellular spaces for us to get proper hydration. Next one, Ruben. This is another, again, different color scheme. I like to change it up a little bit. This is showing water molecules. The oxygen in this case is red and the hydrogens are white, showing how they all compress together, they aggregate together. Think of it as if you had a bag of magnets and you put them all in the bag and shook the bag up and down. The magnets would arrange themselves into clusters. And that's what we have with the water molecules and with the water that we drink. We have various complexities of aggregates and clusters. Next one, please, Ruben. All right, I'm back to the water molecule again. Why? Because what I want to do on this one is I want to illustrate, you see the H's with the pluses around them and the oxygen, which is negative. If I take the hydrogen, one of the hydrogens away, if I rip it away, if I ionize this water molecule and make it OH negative and H plus, what I've done is I've dissociated the water molecule. And in effect, this is what happens when we develop pH. Next one, Ruben. pH actually stands for potential for hydrogen, and it's a gauge that tells us in this solution that we're looking at, that we're ready to drink or that we're using to cook, it tells us what the ratio of the H pluses are to the OH minuses, with the H plus being acid and the OH being alkaline. And this is a really nice scale. I think it's pretty, and it shows us all the way down on the acidic level where we have the predominance of H pluses. We have battery acid and lemon juice and bananas, and of course vinegar, which is dilute acetic acid. We've got black coffee, and we've got milk, and then pure water. Pure water is neutral. It's pH 7, which means there's a balance between OH negatives and H pluses. And then if we go into the alkaline, where we start getting into eggs and blood and household ammonia and oven cleaners, and those drain cleaners become very caustic, but very alkaline. Next one, please. Ruben, thank you. So here we go. All right, so we've got a situation where we've got contaminated tap water coming into our house, which has loads of organic, inorganic, metallic contaminants in it. It's probably slightly acidic, maybe neutral, but probably slightly acidic. And what we want to do is we want to put in our bodies, we want to put in PyMag water, which is clean and is alkaline. It's the best water that we can possibly drink. It's clean. And the first product that I'm talking about here is the PyMag Waterfall, patented design, patented technology, certified water quality. Next one, Ruben. All right, important, the PyMag Waterfall, as well as the sport bottle, but the PyMag Waterfall we'll start with first, meets or exceeds ANSI NSF standard 42 and 53. ANSI is the National Standards Institute, NSF is the National Sanitary Foundation, and they promulgated these standards for various products, including point of use product, which would be the waterfall. Point of use means you pour the water in and it filters it, and you take the water out and you drink it. It's extraordinarily good at reducing chlorine, chloramine, improving the taste, the odor, getting out class 3 particulates, and also volatile organic compounds, which are organics that have been chlorinated because of the chlorine that we put into the water in order to sterilize it or in order to make it potable. It also takes out heavy metals, and we meet or exceed all these requirements. Next one, Ruben. All right, now I'm going to do a little bit more, because we always throw out 42 and 53, and people kind of look at it and say, yeah, well, they must be some kind of standards, but what do they really mean? And the scope of 42 for point of use systems, which would be the waterfall, it addresses chlorine, chloramine, particulates, iron, total dissolved solids, taste, odor, and aesthetics. And then the second standard that we meet or exceed is 53, which is more than 50 different contaminants, including lead, volatile organic compounds, chromium, cryptosporidium, which is a parasite that is fraught in most of our sources of water, tap waters, municipal waters, and waters you find out in the country. Next one, Ruben. All right, in the water, this is the core. This is the filter cartridge. This is the column that does the filtration for the waterfall system. It is predominantly activated charcoal, which is a very special kind of charcoal that has enhanced surface area. The surface areas, when they call it activated, the surface areas are treated in a special way to make them charged so that they grab and bind contaminants as they filter through, hold on to them, and don't let go. At the same time, there are pi elements in there that add back trace minerals in order to give us a robust and balanced water. We also adjust the pH. We push it up into the alkaline, which helps us balance an acidic diet and an environment, and it reduces the oxidation reduction potential, which is a way of saying what kind of capacity does the water now have for neutralizing free radicals. Next one, please. All right, it's green technology. I think some people miss this, and when we're talking about renewable and environmentally friendly products from Nikken, it should be underscored that the waterfall is made exclusively from recyclable and biodegradable materials. It doesn't contain any bisphenol A, which, you know, when you open up a can of peas, that can is coated on the inside with polycarbonate plastic, which leaches bisphenol A into the peas and contaminates your system. So there's no concerns whatsoever over chemical leaching into the water. It's recyclable and it reduces the environmental impact. Next one, Ruben. All right, now we're going to move to the PyMag sports bottle, clean, green, and smart. Next one, Ruben. Yes, it is an intelligent alternative to bottled water. We have advanced technology that, again, can turn tap water into great tasting PyMag water. Helps us stay healthy, save money, save the planet. Next one, Ruben. This just gives you a snapshot of the positive impact that we can have by using products like the PyMag Waterfall and the Sport Bottle. Don't use bottled water. We end up with 28 billion throwaway plastic bottles per year, which eats up 17 million barrels of oil. You could fuel 100,000 cars for a year with the amount of oil it takes to make those bottles that we throw away. And it creates 2.5 million tons of CO2, which I really don't even understand. I can't comprehend 2.5 million tons of CO2, but let's just say it's good for us not to be releasing that CO2 into the environment. Next one, Ruben. Independent laboratory tested, again, going back to those NSF standards, 42 and 53, chlorine reduction, chloramine reduction, particulates, heavy metals, and VOCs. We meet or exceed every one of the standards that we're talking about here that are applicable to the waterfall or applicable to the Sport Bottle. Next one, Ruben. All right, proven filtration, minerals, and alkalinity. Again, proprietary patented design. We're the only ones that have it. We meet or exceed the standards that I talked about. We do pH and redox adjustments, adjusting the pH over 7 to around 8.5 and lowering the redox values by up to 200 millivolts. Lowering redox is good, raising redox is bad. I'll let it go at that. Next one, Ruben. Okay, talked about the clusters and talked about efficiencies, both in getting water into our system, getting water into our cells by reducing the clusters. In this case, we have 4 neodymium magnets behind that PyMag band that's on the Sport Bottle that create a crossfire of flux energies. And when I say it ensures maximum filtration, because it declusters the water as it goes by. It declusters, the magnetics decluster, they split those water molecules apart into very tiny pieces or individual molecules so that it's much more efficient when it passes through the filter. Next one, Ruben. Okay, again, green technology, changeable filter with a 40-gallon capacity, uses biogreen compound in the plastic. No BPA, no leachables, no phthalates, which you'd expect, clean, cost-effective PyMag water. And I just want to make a quick comment on the biogreen compound. We actually put a specific, fairly expensive compound into the plastic that makes up the bottle for the Sport Bottle. And what that compound, what the biogreen compound does, after a year, 2 years, however you've had your Sport Bottle and decide it's time to get a new one and you have to discard it, what's going to happen? Is that going to sit in the landfill for 50 years? No. The biogreen material causes that plastic to break down into humus, into organic compounds, which can be used for fertilizer, and the list goes on and on. All right, Ruben, next one. These are the general specs, which I don't think I'm going to take time to go over now. You can look it up online, but the bottom line is it's 40 gallons or 3 months use for 250 refills. That's a lot of plastic bottles that aren't going to be used and that aren't going to be thrown away. All right, last product I'm going to talk about is the PyMag. That's good, Ruben. The PyMag Microjet shower system. It's the only shower products to combine NSF certified contamination reduction with air induction. So we're using this air induction in order to make the microbubbles, but we're also using a catalytic converter in order to neutralize the chlorine. There's zinc inside the cartridge, whether it's the big cartridge for this one that's wall mounted or the handheld, which has a cylindrical cartridge that's slightly smaller. It uses the same basic technological concept, which is zinc and a catalyst in order to convert the chlorine to an inert compound, which just bounces off your body and down the drain with zero environmental impact, creates microbubbles. The cartridge also reduces particulates and some heavy metals. It has magnetic technology, again, to help with the declustering, and it's available in handheld or wall mounted. Go ahead, Ruben. Yeah, this one, I love this. This is probably one of my favorite products that Nikken has. It's the Microjet handheld, ergonomic handle. You can adjust the spray. It's got an integrated filter, which is located just below the Nikken sign there. Flexible hose, simple to install, good for 6,000 gallons or 3 months worth of filter life. Next one, Ruben. And then this is the wall mount. It's a new Microjet head, which uses air induction technology to produce millions of microbubbles per cc. And these are like scrubbing bubbles. I don't know if you remember the commercial from years ago, but the microbubbles actually help really clean down to the pore and invigorate your skin, make your skin feel younger, make you healthier. The wall mount has a bigger cartridge, filtration cartridge, so it's good for twice as long, or 12,000 gallons, or 6-month filter life. All right, Ruben, I think it's my last one. Again, air induction based on the Venturi effect. Spray nozzle creates streams of microbubbles that are about 300 microns in diameter. Of course, it's going to decrease the water viscosity, which means the water can do its cleaning job even better, and assists in moisturizing the skin. All right, well, I think I'm out of time, and it is April 1st, and I'm kind of a jokester and I'm kind of a prankster, but I didn't dare tell a joke or pull a prank on April 1st, because I already strained my credulity by doing the presentation. So instead, I'm just going to close by saying I read this morning as I was curious on the origin of April Fool's Day. It's still a bit of a mystery, but there are several theories. Some historians believe April Fool's Day, like modern holidays, may have roots in ancient Rome. According to the Library of Congress, the Romans used to celebrate a holiday called Hilaria around the vernal equinox. I'm not making this up, this is real. The Romans used to celebrate a holiday called Hilaria around the vernal equinox, which typically occurs at the end of March. So that sounds right. During Hilaria, people participated in all kinds of games, processions, and masquerades. One of the most popular activities was for commoners to dress up as nobility and use their new status to prank others. Cool. So that's the putative origin of April Fool's Days. And without telling a joke or without pranking anybody, Ruben, thank you very much for inviting me. It's always a pleasure. I could go on, but I shall.
Thank you very much, Dave. Thank you very much. Last month, we had Dr. Linder. He delivered a great speech on hydration in our water systems that we have. Now, Dave also did a wonderful job today. So thank you, Dave. And
I always enjoy, Ruben, I always enjoy hearing about somebody who either preceded me who did a much better job than I did. I
didn't say that.
I'm sure my orientation was much different than his.
You did a wonderful job, Dave.
All right.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna mute myself, Ruben.
Thank you. Let me just stop sharing here. So I'm saying this because we had a wonderful knowledge about our product, right? What is it? So now let's jump into the business. We already have the product information. So how do we do business? Let's see. I'm going to share with you, and I invite real people that are working right now with results this month, with real sales, and I invite them to be with us. So we have Karen Willens, we have Linda Morris, and we have Susan Scott. So I'm going to invite them to take the spotlight. So just a moment. I'm dealing here with myself. Maybe Barry, if you are there, if you can help me. But let me add to the stage. Okay, let's see. Good job, Karen. So we have Karen. We have Barb Satterwhite. Okay. And Karen is here. Send me add it to the spotlight. And then we have Linda Morris. Where are you, Linda? Okay, Linda Morris. Okay. Let me stop sharing this. Okay, we just need Linda, right? Okay, bear with me. Thank you very much for being here. And then how do we do business? I know that we have real examples this month. So Karen, can you share with us your experience? How is it to do business with these wonderful water products, water systems that we have?
Sure, Ruben, I'd be happy to. I have a team member, and she's been a customer of mine for a couple of years. And then last October, she decided she wanted to become a consultant. And so when I told her about the special last month, she said, I want to get 2 water bottles. And it took me a couple of weeks to realize, wait a minute, she already has one. That was one of her first products that she purchased as a customer. So I asked her, what happened to her water bottle? She said, I gave it to my granddaughter. And I said, oh, okay, so you're getting 2. What are you going to do with the 2 of them? She said, well, I'm starting a new job. I want to take it to work with me. And so everybody can see it. And then the others for me. So she loves the water products. She loves them so much. She did end up getting a waterfall so that she can have the on-demand water when she's at home.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing this, Karen. Thank you very much. And now we have a wonderful story, another wonderful story to share. We have with us Barb Satterwhite. Barb, are you there?
I'm here.
Tell us about it.
I'm actually filling in for Susan Scott. Last minute, she couldn't be on, so I'll tell her story. Susan joined our community January 31st, and of course got her products. And one of the things she got was the waterfall in February. And she was telling her sister about it, and her sister wanted one. So Susan wanted a second one for her cottage. So they bought the pack. And then Susan also has a customer who bought one for herself, and she wanted to get 2 for her daughters for Christmas. So she got the pack. So it's a wonderful way for people to get their own unit or get them as a family member gift, whatever. So it really is. And I'm so glad we're extending it. Thank you, Ruben.
Yes, thank you very much, Barb, for sharing this. Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't have Susan, right? Yeah. But thank you, Barb, for being a wonderful leader, being with her. And then we have Linda Morris, and she's telling me she's coming back. I don't know what happened with Linda. Technology, right? Sometimes happen to us. So, but we have Ruth Law. Ruth.
Sorry, I saw that Linda left, so I just thought I'd come back up. But yeah, I just want to quickly share, so if Linda does come back, she can also share, is that I had somebody that wanted to buy a waterfall, and I said, well, we have this special going on. And so then she thought, oh, I might as well, and then I could find somebody else to share that with. And then I said to her, a lot of people always remember about drinking good water. They always forget about the water that they bathe in. And so I said, the shower heads are also buy one, get the second one half price. And she goes, oh, that would be great. I said, well, too bad you only have 2. Actually, I said, you only have 1 bathroom? She said, no, I have 2. I said, well, that's perfect. And then she said, I actually have a bathroom and dish box. I don't have more than. My children will love it. So she goes, oh, I'll buy one for my son. So she ended up buying 2 shower water packs in addition to her waterfall water pack. So it's that simple. You just have to share. You have to educate people. And that's what we did. It's a wonderful thing. So
exactly. That's what we do. We share, right? Yeah. So we all share. That's how we do our business, right? So I was trying to get a Linda, and she actually got out again. So we will continue with our kickoff like this. But this is how we do business. So Linda is here. So let's see. Last try. Let's just do last try here. Linda Morris. Bear with me, Linda. Okay. So, are you there?
The best laid plans. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Linda.
Yeah, my MacBook just shut off. I'm like, okay, well, I have an iPad here. So anyway, what was the question? Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, tell us your experience. This month we have the water packs, right? So we want to know how we do business, right? We got all the information, that we need for it. So now, how do we share this? We were talking about sharing, right?
A great idea is to actually go back to some of your customers that have ordered before. They may have gotten filters several years ago. And that's what happened to me this month is I had a customer that actually called me, and she said, Linda, I need a new shower filter. And I said, wow, perfect timing, because this month they are buy one, get one half price. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll get an extra one. So that's really how easy that was. And yeah, I have a downline that she sold 2 of the waterfalls. Actually she had 2 other people in the same town, and we did a 3-way phone call. It's brilliant. She was a little pushy. I'm like, oh no, we're not pushy. But it's really great. It's the best water in the world for you. And they ended up getting it. So you can get really creative and witty, but go back to some of your customers that have ordered before, that love the products, that they just might need an upgrade, or they might have dogs, or they need the handheld to wash their dogs or their pets or their small children.
Yes, that is right. So we share. I was talking to Ruth the other time, and I remember when I got my training in Mexico City. I was there with Luis Casuga. And I went to a class, and then, people ask you, what do you do, for work? And I ended up talking about the waterfall. And, my position is a little bit different. And then at the end, she said, can you sell me one? And I'm like, wow, okay. I was impressed. But things like that, when we share our story, what we do, we sell, right? So all of you actually, in your comments, you share our product. That's what we do, right? Discover, leave it, share it. Yeah.
We just had Dave Balzer do that amazing talk about water, and the conversation with him and Julie Tara this month, if you have not listened to it, it was just perfect, to actually hear more about the history of the company and where the water came from, where it all originated, and the technology that's in it. And he threw in the heart of Nikken. It was just so touching that I'm so thrilled we have another month to use that, because sometimes it takes us a little while to get these things in motion.
Right.
And now with all these tools, we're so grateful that we have an extra a month. So thank you to everyone at Nikken for that.
Yes, thank you very much to all of you. And actually, the promotion is here because you asked for it. You asked for more time. And that's why it is here. So we listen, we pay attention to you, and that's what we have this month as well. So it is a wonderful topic, and we have a wonderful promotion where you can get one at the regular price, and then the other one is 50% off, right? So, and this activity can help us as well to actually invite, new consultants, new business partners, and as well, new customers, right? So our next speaker is going to talk to us, how can we earn money and how can we build our organizations? So we have with us Mr. Dave Rolfe. So I'm going to invite Dave Rolfe. Thank you very much, Tim. Wonderful. This is how we do business. We share. So let me just go back.
Ruben, you were going to say Balzer. I know it. You were going to say Dave Balzer, and I could see the B coming out of your mouth. And and I just want
that is right. I cannot hide anything from Dave Balzer. You are correct, Dave. But we have, in fact, yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
It's my turn now. It's my turn. Okay, good.
Your turn.
Dave and I go way back, actually, and I've been around for a while with Nikken, and so has Dave. So it's nice to have him, and I really want my hats off to the interview that was done with Julie. And I'm a firm believer that knowledge is the key to your success, and knowledge is going to be the basis of your story of what you talk and how you attract other people. And I want you to imagine for a moment with what Dave said that there are 129 million households in the United States of America. And if each one just had a waterfall, we're talking a business somewhere in the neighborhood of $60 billion. Now, I'm kind of like the numbers. I've played with numbers my whole career with Nikken, and one of the greatest ways to make a great living with this business is through the process of recruiting other distributors and helping them build a team. And of course, if you've followed me in any of my trainings on DaveRolfe.com and the Take a Look series, the whole emphasis and the whole attitude there is to get you to take a look at, you know, what it would be like to build a huge business. Now, there's something going on in our society that you need to pay attention to, and is very important with this whole subject, and that's, it's becoming a pandemic of sorts, and it's the people that are leaving their jobs en masse. And it's not just in the United States, it's around the world. And, you know, people are getting to a point where they're looking for a different way. They're sick and tired of dealing with what they're dealing with. They're sick and tired of the stress and all of that sort of stuff. And they're looking for an opportunity. And when you hear the success stories that were just given of people sharing this idea with their friends, their associates, with their customers, and then, let me get an extra one. I need a spare. I'll get one for my daughter. I'll get one for my granddaughter. It's a present here. It's a present there. Well, just think for a moment. If you had an organization of, say, 500 distributors underneath you, and they were all doing the same thing every month, and they were sharing the idea and the concept, and not only that, but it opens the door to the rest of the Nikken technologies. Now, back in 2010, and I'm just saying this because it's kind of an interesting phenomenon, we came across an idea called bone health. And we started to talk about bone health as a group. And before you know it, it became the #1 product. Well, people signed up, people got auto ships, they did all kinds of things because the distributors and the people involved had a story to tell. Well, with what Dave has given us, in the sense of the technical aspects, and I think this is the important fact, and add to that the numbers of the potential, this could be one of the greatest opportunities that we've had in our career in Nikken to represent, to walk out the door and to say to somebody, do you know what I got? Do you know what I can offer you? Let me sit down and, you know, my favorite line was, well, if I could show you how to make $5,000 a month, would you sit down and talk with me? I think I'd like to change that story. If I could show you how to make $100,000 a month, would you sit down and talk to me? Because those are the numbers that can really be had, so to speak, if you take a look at where the marketplace is. I mean, 60 billion is a big market. And with the technology that we have, take a look at this. In 2022, it's estimated that the bottled water industry is going to be valued at $319 billion. Come on, guys, $319 billion. So we need to tell this story. We need to package this story. We need to put this story on the forefront of the people that don't understand what it is that we have. Because again, let's look at it from the standpoint of buying anything. Why do people buy what they buy? They buy it because they want it, because there's a benefit that they're going to get from it, or there's something that's going to help them feel better, you know, all of those kind of good things. Well, just you know, it's estimated by the year 2030, we are going to run out of clean, fresh water. Now, if you start to think about this, you start to think about what Dave said, you start to think about the technologies that Nikken possess, and you are in the driver's seat to take that information and put it in front of somebody that left a career, a job, or a situation because they were dissatisfied, not interested in working for somebody else, and here they've got an opportunity where they could set themselves up for the rest of their lives. And I don't care if they're Generation X, millennial, or a baby boomer. So I think that's the way we got to start thinking as a group. I think that's the way the company is going to start pushing us. And I think the opportunity is right around the corner. And I bet you dollars to donuts, if I'm really nice to Mr. Balzer, he'll give us more technical data that will dangle in front of other people and wow them like no tomorrow. And we will get lots of people buying our water products. Anyway, that was my job for today, is get you a little bit motivated to get this party started and sign up some more people and start recruiting a bunch of distributors. And if you want more information on how to do that, you get DaveRolf.com. You want more information on the Julie Tara and Dave Balzer, it's on, I think it's on the Spotify channel.
Yeah, Spotify, it is on Facebook, and it is through social media, WhatsApp. We'll send that to you, Ellen Smith, right?
Yeah.
But if you go to the corporate Facebook, Nikken International INC, you can see that.
Yeah, it was great information.
Yeah. Yeah,
and Dave, you do look good, by the way, buddy.
Thank you very much, Dave. Rolf.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. So let's continue with our kickoff call. Let me just share my PowerPoint with you. So, and this was Dave Rolf. Thank you very much, Dave. So we have events, as Dave mentioned, every week on Monday, he has his calls. So let's look for the Nikken Connect, and you can see all our leaders engaged and working very actively, and we can choose any lesson, any training that we want to. So I invite you to go to the Nikken Connect and get this wonderful training from our leaders. And remember, Master Day is going to be April the 23rd. And please send an email to rubenY@nikken.com and let's participate. Let's be together on this Master Day. We need presenters. So send an email and let's work for this coming month. Well, for this month, April the 23rd. So Mr. Jeff Isom.
Hello, Ruben. Thank you. Nikken University is excited to announce our continuing classes that are happening. We have our Humans Being More, which happens every single Tuesday, our Humans Being More weekly at 5 p.m. Right now, we are doing a series on effective presenting and speaking. So if you're looking at increasing your abilities in speaking to others, whether it's one person or 100, whether you're doing presentations in person or whether you're doing them over the internet, we have lots of great ideas. We're doing lots of practice. It's a very fun series. So join us for Humans Being More Weekly every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And we're doing a speaking series right now, which you'll enjoy. Also, our Entrepreneurs Being More is happening on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific. Right now, we're working with Royal Diamond Ben Woodward to get clear about those steps, those skills, strategies that are necessary in order to create a fantastic Nikken business and to get results, whatever those results are that you might be looking for. So please join us every Wednesday. Right now, again, we're doing a series on getting results in your Nikken business with our Royal Diamond Ben Woodward. And finally, we do have a Humans Being More, not this Saturday, but next Saturday in English, a Humans Being More online. That's our 4-hour version of Humans Being More, focusing on the Humans Being More philosophy and the 5 pillars of wellness. And you're welcome to join us. Tickets are $19 US, 19 Canadian. You can buy those in the shopping cart. Anyone who's a member of the global wellness community is invited to join us for those Humans Being More online. And as kind of an exciting component of this Humans Being More, we will be creating a life cycle plan. So please join us as we work on that project. You'll get further instructions, but register for that. In June, just to make you aware, we have a Humans Being More in French that will be happening for our consultants in Quebec and in France. And we'll be having a Humans Being More in the Spanish language, which will be taking place in June for Spanish-speaking consultants across North America. And you're welcome to purchase a ticket for either the French or Spanish class now. So we're excited about our Nikken University offerings. Please join us to continue your personal development and personal growth as part of your Nikken journey. Thanks, Ruben.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you. Let's continue with our kickoff call. And let me share my PowerPoint. So remember April the 9th. So Humans Being More. Team Tai Chi and Team Kaizen next year, we have an appointment all together, a meeting all together, a gathering in Japan. Think about that. So our official social media accounts, we invite you to go to Facebook, Nikken International INC. Then we have a YouTube channel and Instagram. So you can follow us there. So remember, this coming Monday, the 4th, we have a kickoff in Spanish. If you know someone that speaks Spanish, so send it to this kickoff in Spanish. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Then we have our meeting with Team Tai Chi and Team Kaizen on the 7th, and Master Day is going to be the 23rd. So please save the date for this wonderful day, Master Day. Then we have Nikken next on the 27th, and in English, and then Spanish and French on the 28th. And then we have a quarterly review. We will send more information for this specific meeting. With this one, the last one is by appointment. We will send you more information. And our next kickoff is going to be May the 2nd. May the 2nd is going to be Monday. So thank you very much. And now we will invite our CEO and President, Luis Casuga. Luis?
Hi, Ruben. Wonderful kickoff. And thank you for Dave Balsa and Dave Rolf and the leaders that participate tonight. It is a really great kickoff. I really enjoyed it a lot. Thank you, Ruben, for everything you are doing. Well, now we are going to address the update of the back office that we were working on. So I believe that, well, we have a more stable system. The good news that we have today after the closing is that March was a very good month. We get back into the levels of sales that we have, the average sales that we used to have. So that's a good sign. Is thanks to your commitment, to your trust and confidence that is happening. So thank you very much for your support. And we are going to ask Frank Leroy to give us the update of the system.
Thank you, Luis. Good evening, everyone. So I know it caused a little bit of confusion with the invitation to a different meeting. I will ask to Dave Boulder if that could be considered part of as an April's Fool, if in the Romans time it was something that was done this way. Maybe, maybe not. So again, apologies for that. That wasn't planned. April's Fool came much faster than expected. So what happened last week? Last week, the upline view, so that you can have access to your 6 levels up, has been uploaded and is now active on the website. So we have fixed several issues that existed with availability of a downloadable PDF file to see your primary and secondary bonus. So primary, that is your monthly check detail. Secondary, that is the weekly retail check detail. Those are available as a PDF file. You can select them by going to your commission summary, and at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see 2 tabs, one that says primary, one that says secondary. As you click on it, it updates the table at the bottom, and you can access those periods, and from there, you can also download that PDF file. Something that I had announced last week that we have finalized for payment information itself, we have simplified the steps. The CCV is required at the time of an initial transaction. However, from there on, whenever you go back to use an existing payment on file, you will no longer have to enter the CVV. That is part of the token that's saved on your account. That's going to simplify one step out of the checkout. This is not the final version, though. We are actually working on a change to the checkout feature, and we're about 85% done on that change. We are going to change, as I explained last week, the logic where you will be able to see the grand total, including tax and shipping, before entering the credit card information, although it's not being processed. That is being done. It's going to be done in a couple phases, where we're going to do that first for existing logged in consultants or customers. We will expand that afterwards to the retail unlocked shopping carts. And since we had that request, we also are going to provide an option to do a recalc where you can do different scenarios as you prepare an invoice for customers. You can prepare that cart, you can change that shipping address, change the shipping option, and you will be able to continue recalculating that order without submitting the payment. So this is coming close to conclusion. We should have that deployed by next week for the first phase, and it will follow up for the unlogged cards. We have added details of all the commission fees in the transaction history report. So you can go back there to see all the specific transaction fees that would apply possibly for international businesses. So those are available in the transaction history report. They will be also added to the commission summary as a separate report for fees. Also a follow-up, I know it is something that is that is really required in your activity. You need to be able to see your customer order details. This is being pushed to the live environment. You are able now to see your customer orders, either if you go in the customer report, click on a customer from there, and once that little pop-up window opens, you will see a order history with order details for each specific orders. You can see the same report in the transaction history or in the personal enrollee report. So I'm not showing you because if I show you, I would actually have to pick somebody's ID number, and I don't really want to share that specific detail for anybody in particular. But I invite you to actually go there and try it. All of those are now available. What's going forward? We need to continue working on making the entire experience and environment better. So what we're working on now is a few glitches that we have seen with Android, specifically when a visitor is going to use Google Pay. Google Pay apparently affects the mobile layout. So it is something that we're addressing. Similarly, some reports do not scroll properly if you are looking at reports within Android. We're also addressing a bug with the option to create a business group for customer. Business groups originally were intended to be for consultants. However, we had requests to include the customers inside the business group. So we're going to address that. In the meantime, however, you are still able to contact your customers through the regular genealogy by filtering down to customers, or through the customer reports. You can pull that customer report, and from there you can select all or just specific customers for contact. So we are also going to continue adding extra menus to the shopping cart so that the entire experience within your My Nikken environment keeps all the necessary menus available, so that you will be able to see as you are in your shopping cart, you are still able to go back to the My Business view or to your portal view. Just about an hour ago, we have found an issue where the email notification to consultants for customer orders were not being sent. This has been identified. It is now resolved. So we are going to regenerate all those order notifications for customer orders placed under you. And because it was on hold, we identified that we need to go back. So we'll go back 1 week of notifications to send those notifications to their sponsors. We're not going to go back further to not create more confusion for orders that have potentially already been delivered, but we're going to go back 1 week. I would want to close for this week by talking of another Dave. This time will be Dave Roloff, and I'm not getting it wrong. I want to give kudos to Dave Roloff. He has done a lot of video tutorials on how to use the website. He's actually updating those. So I invite you to go watch those videos, because it is a very interesting perspective to see how to use the website as a consultant. And there's not a better person as a consultant to show you how to use the website. So I would invite you to go to his YouTube channel and look at those videos. Since we played the April Fool, I don't want to take too much time, so maybe we can take a few questions without going too much past the hour. Okay, I think the first question is from Ruth.
Thank you, Frank, for all the improvements in just 1 week. Really appreciate that. So thank you so much. I do have 3 things I just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure you have them on your list, but I just wanted to make sure people know that it's one of our requests. The first one is on our transaction history. I know we normally get at 6 months worth. Is there any way we can have that as a PDF download or an Excel? What do you call it? An Excel. What do you call it? To get to an Excel
CSV file, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So PDF, I haven't looked at it, to be honest. But Excel, it is something I mentioned last week. I didn't want to bring it up today because it's just in the works for now. However, yes, there should be an option where we're going to provide you with a CSV export for reports. And I will ask to have that added to the transaction history.
Yeah. It would be nice to have a PDF so we can check things off versus whatever. But the Excel export would be a wonderful addition.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying no to the PDF. I just need to look at it.
Okay, thank you. And then the second one is in genealogy. Is there any way, I know you're running, so we can't run a genealogy report yet, right? You're working on that.
The genealogy report does work.
I know, but you can actually print it?
No, that's the same thing. You need to do a CSV export, or if you print it, then you would have to select within the browser that you use the type of layout that you want. So.
Yeah. So in the past, we just have a print report type of thing. So can we have that on our genealogy? We just print, printer-friendly version or whatever it's called for our genealogy.
I need to look at this one to see how that would work because the layout is extremely different. So since it's a very large horizontal layout, so I need to look into that. So
okay, but if we can at a minimum get an Excel export, that'd be fabulous because I look at my numbers every single month, and now I don't have access to December of 2021, and I don't have January and February either. So I know I can copy and paste, but that gets cumbersome. So if I can get something that I can do ongoing and as an Excel exporting, or that's probably better. Okay, then the other thing is on the genealogy report. Can we add a column for the renewal enrollment dates? Because I have to go someplace else to find the enrollment dates. And it would be nice to have it all there so that I can see, oh, somebody's going to be up for renewal soon. We used to have it, and so I got used to using it, and that's very functional. So to have to go someplace else to look to see when they're going to, it's not as functional. So I'd like to have, if possible, to add another column onto the genealogy report. And then, yeah, that's it. That's the only things I have on my list. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Sure. So yes to the renewal, though. Yes, we'll add it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Next is Linda.
There we go. Okay. Thank you, Frank. I love how much easier it is to locate customers, by the way. I'm really happy with that. Although Ruth and I discovered today, if you just put in like the last name or just the first name, it's more likely to come up. What I'm looking at the secondary post on my secondary bonus, and I actually have all the way through October of 2022, which is not a very good month in the future, according to the computer. That's what it shows on here. But yet I don't have anything. I only have $50 for a secondary bonus for March, which is not true. So that doesn't seem to be updated.
Secondary bonuses actually are generated based on the number of weeks in the year. So when you're looking at 1022, that's week 10 of year 2022 because it's a secondary weekly bonus. So
yeah, but wait, week 10 of wow. Okay. So week 1 is just, I thought that was like the month. So that's week 1. So we're going to have 52 weeks.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Huh. Okay. So this is week 10.
And
because my bonus was higher than that last week. So, oh, well, it's just kind of, okay. Well, I guess I'll have to figure that out a little bit more because that doesn't line up in what I actually received. And actually, going on with what Ruth was bringing up about being able to export to Excel, like the name, address, name, phone number, and email address. So we could actually send out broadcast messages that we might add images to and additional things. That would be a really great thing to have.
The export would be with all the available fields in the detailed genealogy.
Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you, Linda. Sue Gruber, you're next.
Yeah, hi. I am loving the way things are working better. I have a couple of things. You were talking about Android phones. I have an iPhone, and the toolbar is not complete on the iPhone screen, so that, you know, like you can't get to the tools tab, which would allow us to, you know, do feedback or get into documents, or like the news information tab. So I didn't know if you were, you know, maybe, I don't know why it would just be on my phone, but I have an iPhone, and so I don't see that whole toolbar, which limits the things that I'm on my phone a lot when I'm doing business. So that would be helpful. And the scrolling mechanism for I've never had any transaction history, so I'm trying to get with somebody to look at that for me. But the order history won't scroll. I get all their pertinent information, but I can't scroll up to get to their orders. So at first it worked. You know, when I finally got my order history to come up, that was kind of a process, and it worked for about a week, and now it doesn't scroll. So the toolbar is kind of an issue for me, and then to be able to scroll. So I don't know. I don't know how to fix that, but
I'll reach out to you afterwards, or if you can shoot me an email with a screenshot and the version of iOS you have.
Oh, okay.
Or which iPhone you have.
An 11.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think I get the updates. It might be something that simple. That would be great to know. But yeah.
No, that's perfect. That way I can go back to the devs and tell them to try with its specific version and see if it expands to other iOS versions.
Yeah. Now the toolbar, my husband has an Android, and he has the same toolbar issue. It doesn't extend to be able to see the whole toolbar.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sue.
Right,
we'll look into that. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cynthia, you're next. Actually, she just dropped off, but she sent the message to reiterate what we had said about the detailed genealogy. It is available when you go to My Nikken. You stay on your landing page, My Business. So from there, you click on Reports. So from Reports, you will have one line below a list menu that drops down. That list menu has one option that's called Commission Summary. And that Commission Summary then we'll have an entire new page where you can view your primary and secondary bonus. So. Okay. Okay, thank you. So now the next question, Norma.
Okay, this is a quick one. Hopefully, I don't know if I did something wrong or not. I did a drop ship to a customer off of my site, and I thought my address would default back to mine, but it kept hers for the future. Does it not default back to our own address each time we have to change it?
It would default. Actually, you have an option to manage addresses when you're on your shopping cart, when you can have more than one shipping address. So from there, you can select the one that you named as your main address, select this one, and that would default to your own address. So, however, if it defaults to the last used, I can look at that and see if we can have one that becomes the main address, and the secondary ones would be something that are available as a drop down. Okay. So I look into that.
I just did a drop ship to, and it came in as wholesale. So I don't know if that will be an issue in the future.
So you do bring up a good point, though, that we have to always remember is that under consultants, under a consultant ID number, it's always only going to be wholesale orders. retail orders always have to be under a registered customer that would have their own login information, their own ID number. Whenever you do a drop ship to a customer, if you want to make sure that they receive, that they pay the retail price, the normal customer price, that would have to be under their own customer ID number.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Next question from Susan.
Hello, Frank.
Hi, Susan.
Thank you for all the improvements. Just a few quick questions, I think. One is you talked about expanding the menus. I think you were talking about My Nikken, but on the personal web pages, when someone clicks on products, it just shows few of the categories. And if I need to do a screenshot, I can do that and send that off to you, but not all of the categories are listed, like nutrition and various other ones. I think, I don't know if you're aware of that. Do you want me to send that along?
Yes, please send it to me, because it is something that seems to be isolated to some situations. So it's always good to have examples of those.
Okay, okay. And naming the warming support versus extra support, it's not consistent across the menu bar versus the product categories. I've seen some inconsistencies there. I can, I think I took some screenshots. I just haven't sent them along.
Yes, please send us over. That's good feedback. We can take into action.
Okay. Okay. When you log in to My Nikken on the main screen, and I'm not looking at it right now, but you have your activity, and it says, for instance, your group has sponsored 3, let's just say today, and then 1 last month. Is that supposed to be up to date, and how is that on the frequency with the updates, or what's the timetable on that, Frank?
This one would be the same as the detailed genealogy timetable. It should be every 2 hours. However, when it's a new consultant that's international, there are delays. We're still fine-tuning some of those cron jobs, so there may be some hiccups on those updates. So.
Okay, so the cron jobs are okay. We won't get technical at this point, but is it supposed to just reflect customers, or is it supposed to reflect customers and?
It's supposed to be your personal group, so it would be consultant and customers. So.
Okay, and I'm not seeing both. So again, I guess I'll send you that information.
Yes, yeah, please.
Okay, and then I guess one last quick question is under the genealogy reports, if you want to create one, say you want to do a customer base report and you want just customers, and you want to cull out and do the filtering so that you have certain columns, and you want to update and save it, and you click on the little floppy disk image, it doesn't seem to be saving that. Is that something that you're aware of?
No, I'm not aware. If it doesn't save, once you customize a report, if you save it, it should have saved it as a default view. But you know, those are important feedback. Don't hesitate to send us as feedback right away as you come across, so that we can address them right away.
Okay, will do. All right. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you. Sue?
One more thing. Sorry.
Yes.
Thanks, Frank. But I think it was the same as Suzanne's last thing. when you do the genealogy, like organization thing, and you have all the column choices, it's you make all the changes, and then the next time, if you get out of it and go back into it, you're right back to the original, all the columns. So, you know, the specific things that you kind of set it up for doesn't stick. And so every time you go into that genealogy report, you have to redo all your columns again. So that, you know, that's something that it would be helpful if once we made it what we like, if it would stay like that, so that every time you opened up that page.
Actually, I have a follow-up question, because when I tried it saved. So do you create your custom reports, then generate the report, and after that you save? Or do you select the columns, you save, and then you generate? So.
Well,
it may just be, oops.
No, go ahead, Susan.
Maybe it's a training thing for us.
Okay, I look at it, and that's something I'll bring up again to make sure it works and share with everyone.
Okay, I just can't seem to save how I adjusted it. Just every time I reopen, it's back to the full, all the columns.
So yes, I look at it, Sue, and we'll talk again about it, and I'll show how it works, but I'll review it first. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Barb, you're next.
Thanks, Frank, for everything. Quickly, the power chip, whenever I type that in several different times in the search button, it says not available. I eventually find it, but when I type it in for search, it says not available. That's minor, but the other thing is, just yesterday, I put an order in for somebody under my number, put all their address in, put all their credit card, ordered it, and then I went into their to see, or I got an email saying the order had been shipped, but it had been shipped to somebody else, not to them. And I went, whoa, I know I did all the stuff. I used their address, their credit card, and I called and I got the order stopped. And I did find out it did use their card, but it used another person's address.
Is it a person that's in your group or a person that you've shipped before?
Yeah, somebody I've shipped before.
Okay. We may need to look if you have an autofill that's enabled on your browser that would automatically fill something that was previously entered, and it's not saved in our system, but it's saved in your browser. So maybe I'll reach out to you to see if we have an autocomplete. So.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Frank.
Ruth.
Two more things, because they brought. So I just want to make sure I heard it clearly. You are updating, like if orders are coming throughout the day, you're updating every 2 hours? Because I thought it was twice a day. So is it every 2 hours, or how frequently are we updating our system so the numbers are accurate?
It's going to be every 2 hours. So that's something that we're putting on an automated process. That's what I call the cron job. It's an automated process. But yes, the update will be every 2 hours. So, it looks like some of it is not being updated yet. So I need to go back and talk with the team to make sure that's happening. But the end goal really is to make sure that those processes, those points are there in no more than 2 hours. So.
Okay, so I just want to add on, I don't know if this is possible, when it's really important for us to know the updates are happening on a quickly basis is that month end. We are stressing out that last day of the month. I really, if we could get that update sooner, just on that one day, so that we know that the number, because, I was up to 8, 9 o'clock, which is midnight in East Coast. And I'm like, okay, it's not showing. I don't know how long. I just thought it was going to happen in the morning, but that gets us really uptight. If at least at month end, that last day of the month, to update more frequently, is that possible to program into it? So that
it's currently not possible. Technology-wise, it's not possible because we're looking at updates that are worldwide. When we do an update, we have to hit all the Nikken markets across the world. Until the internet is faster, to be honest, it's actually not possible to go really much faster than that. So we are looking at different.
With the previous system, we were able to place an order within minutes; it would show up.
For local, yes, but we have changed that to be international. So it is a process that will continue improving, and we're actually looking at different solutions for that. It's just not yet possible to get beyond that 2 hours yet. So.
Okay. And then my last one, I know I've already discussed it with you, but I want to make sure everybody else. So when you sign up a new consultant and you can add items to the order at the moment of signing up, so you only have to enter the credit card. You can just do one big order. The promotional items are not on there. So I know you already know, but I just want to put that on the table, that it's important. Whatever promotion we have for the month, it needs to be part of that list.
Notice taken of that. That's something we should have done. So I'll talk to the team to make sure that they know to add those promotions to that specific area. That was an oversight. So
great. Thank you very much. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it. Thank you for the questions. We're going to go back and we have to continue making some improvements. However, we're in a position now where the platform, the core platform, the core system is solid, and sales team, IT teams are now looking at the next bigger phases. That's where in the preparation, we are now going to start making a bit more progress on those next phases. Thank you for your time. Luis, do you want a few more minutes?
Well, thank you, Frank. Thank you, everyone. I just have a last announcement that today was my last day in Nikken, and I will return to work normally on Monday. So have a nice and wonderful weekend.
Oh, my. Thank you very much, Luis. Thank you very much, Frank. Thank you, everyone, for being here in this kickoff and website update on the website. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. Ciao. Adios. Goodbye.
Bye.